Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another game of Due Process. I'm here with my co-caster Don Boy. We're going to be bringing you Global Breakout versus Quackudama. Uh, let's get this started. This is going to be an interesting game. Last time I casted Quacku, there was a little bit to be desired, and they are going up against one of the toughest teams in DPL right now versus Global Breakout. Don Boy, what do you think?
I mean, let's talk about the stream first. Like, if it wasn't scuffed, would it really be a good stream? Like that,
I mean,
it's just a
that is
fact. It's
what
just a
due
fact.
process is at its core, is it not?
Yeah, but
But
I'm
that's
excited
why
for the
we
match.
also love it. It's got heart.
Yeah, it's got character.
Yes,
You know.
absolutely.
Yeah, couldn't be perfect. If it was perfect, it'd be bad. All right, that's how
Yeah.
it is. But yeah, I'm excited for the match. It's gonna be a good one. I've only casted a few matches. Like I could count them on my hands. Um, but they've all been good matches. And that's how the DPL is.
Sure.
Just they're
Sure.
all
Well,
good.
and that's again, I mean, looking at these two teams, Quacko is gonna have to really step up in this game. I think they are the underdogs. I think going into this, unless Global Breakout really has not been practicing or doesn't has lost the use of their hands, it's gonna be a tough game for them. I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure. I'm expecting at least a 7-3 in this one, but we'll see if that prediction
Mm-hmm.
comes true.
Yeah, and it looks like both teams have I don't know, I think it's probably their best lineups.
Hmm.
Knack has Baker, Default, Frosty, Health, and Kamina, and GB has Akazo, Plebdo, Sachi, Josh, and Argo, which I think is their best lineups on each side.
Yeah, that makes it really scary. That Argo lineup is just one to be feared. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, Frosty I know is really really good. Yeah, it's a comma and health were very good when I watched them. Baker, I mean, like those guys on Quacku were pretty solid. So we'll see. Again, you know, is their communication as clean as it was last time, or because it felt like that was a little bit lacking. So hopefully they've been putting in some more reps together, and I think that's where they were really struggling in the previous game that I had casted
Mm-hmm.
for them.
And if you play against GB enough, you'll eventually learn, a bit about how they play. Like expect if you're going around to a green thorn factory that they're gonna be peeking that window.
Oh
You know.
yeah, especially if you have Josh. I mean, he is just a sniper monster. I mean, between him and Argo and Plebdo, it's just like those guys are really strong aim duelists. Uh, and so that you have to be aware that that green door take or that window that could get sniped out of it probably will have somebody there, and that person is a really good aimer.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's a lot of the green doors, like the free entrances, that are going to be contested when they normally wouldn't be contested, like fence on bank or peach on dome or reception on kill house. They're going to contest those, even though most teams normally wouldn't. So you got to expect that from GB.
yeah, absolutely, and that's one of those things. The when I play due process, I always like to keep teams honest by checking them at the green door and trying to scuff some damage on them as they enter in, right? Because a hurt attacker is easier for a defender to take, right? And that just if you wear them down early, it makes it so when they finally do that last push in towards the objective, it makes it a lot easier to turn the table on them. So, uh, yeah, again, I'm interested to see what Quackudama brings to the table here for this game.
Yeah. I mean, I think hopefully it's going to be starting soon. I don't
Mhm.
know. They're queued
They
up.
are
Okay.
queued up, so hopefully we'll get in here in just a few moments. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, hmm. Trying to think about like a prediction for this game, how it's gonna go. I mean, I've seen GB tie with Knack in a scrim before. I mean, I don't know if that was like a fluke or what happened, but I'm I don't know. I think a 7-3 might be a bit. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it. I think it might not be a 7-3, maybe like a 7-4 or 7-5. But I think it'd be a pretty close match. Those are the Snacks a pretty good team.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it all comes down to execution, and especially in the later rounds. I think the opening rounds that it'll be pretty even. That's where I think Quaku could actually take some rounds off of GB, and that's why I kind of gave them this 7-3 scoreline, or kind of how I felt about it. But yeah, I mean, it's if they get ahead in the resource management game, I think Quaku does have the talent to be able to hold GB down for, you know, into a 7-4 or into that 4 or 5 round edition. But I really think if GB gets that momentum, it's going to be hard for Quackudama to take that away. And that's where, like, I feel like Global Breakout kind of generates their own momentum through a lot of their games.
Yeah. And I can definitely understand that, you know, if you start just losing rounds over and over and over, it can be really hard to switch that around. So.
Well, yeah, and that's Global Breakout has that. Their players are good enough that they've had that comeback. It's kind of built in to their team where, oh, we're in a 3v2 or a 4v2, and I've watched Josh and, you know, Akazo or Pleb mow down 3 people, and all of a sudden the round's over, and they were from behind, right? And so, like, they have players that can really make a comeback. So even if you're like, hey, we're ahead in this round right now, you know, there's 3 dead and there's only 2 left, you can't count those 2 out, right? They can swing literally in a 4 or 5v2 game or round, they can swing that back and win it. And that's where it's like, GB is so dangerous in their comebacks, and that can be really devastating on mentals at that point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think trying to make a comeback against even, you know, any team is difficult. Trying to pull back your mental game.
We're still waiting on those teams to get into their match, so. But
I guess one of them's AFK. But, you know, if they wait another 8 minutes, then they have to forfeit. That would be very funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I don't know. There's not much to say yet.
Yeah, well, we talked
teams.
through a lot of, like, how you know, kind of both of these teams approach the game. And again, Quaku, to me, I've only seen a handful of games from them, so they're the wild card in this matchup, which makes it kind of, that's what I can see why you wanted to predict a higher round scoreline, just because of that random factor. Again, Frosty, I've known him in the community for a very, very long time, so I know that he's a very good player, which definitely can add in some addition, like, power to this Quackudama team. He did not play in the game that I saw last time, so that's where it's a little bit more exciting to see some of this lineup. Again, Baker played really, really well in that game previously as well, so that's where, yeah, I mean, but like you said, this Global Breakout lineup is literally their full roster, you know, the top players that they've got, and that's what makes this so scary.
Mm-hmm. We're still waiting on them to queue.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. Well, I don't know. 5 more minutes.
Yeah, well, it would be. I wish we had, like, more data that we could pour over. You know, that's the only thing where I wish we had, like, some score lines and stuff from previous games or anything, because that would make it pretty interesting to kind of dive deeper into, you know, the players themselves. But we have to just go with the surface stuff, which makes the content a little bit lighter for us to be able to talk about things besides the generalities and, you know, that sort of stuff. But.
Mhm. Well, oh, it looks like they have started.
Hey, finally we get a Q poppins.
after 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Very on time, I guess.
Once again, this is due process. It's all scuff, right?
Yes, very much.
All scuff, no polish. All right, as we get into this first round, I think it's going to be a C-Star starting.
I thought I saw GB on attack for this first. I don't know if I saw that correct. So that means Knack is gonna have 3 defense and 6 attack, and GB is gonna have 3 attack and 6 defense. So, I mean, it's interesting to see. So, what would you say you prefer, attack or defense?
I like the defense more. Attack is always the execution is sometimes I lack a little bit on that. I mean, I love the planning part of it, but when I have to actually do the execution, I feel like that is much more of a weight on my shoulders compared to when I'm just playing defense. It's trying to counterthink somebody, and then it's all about the reaction, which is less pressure.
Yeah, I could have bet like $10 you're gonna say defense.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who I've ever asked that question to who said attack,
Yeah.
and I think part of the reason is less variety in guns. So a lot of the gunplay is more like similar between rounds,
Yeah.
which can make it
Yeah.
feel a little bit boring.
Yeah, it'd
But
be fun to like sit down and do some because I'm one of the artists on the team. It would be cool to do some alternate attacker weapons. It'd be kind of fun, you know.
that would be.
We'll
But I
see.
wonder what
Maybe in the
kind of
future as we go
weapons they
forward.
could make.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
that could
looking
be.
at this map Helios Anvil here, this C store.
hmm Got this little. There's got this interesting little teller here. Definitely good. Looks like they marked out someone to be looking in teller for callouts. They're gonna have. I don't know what this means, but hopefully it doesn't mean 4 people in the C store or like in storefront. That would
Possible
be.
defensive positions for if they do a storefront breach and there's a sniper. Possible
Looks
where
like
you
they're
can
gonna do
stand.
that. That is quite funny.
I do like this counterplay here though from Quackudama though, because a lot of people are like, oh, they're just gonna do storefront, and this looks like it's gonna be a rush through shed, and that's great because they're not set up for this at all.
Looks like GB was planning to open the shutters to try to get some damage, but then
Ah, I
Knack
see.
just happened to go this way. So I was pretty lucky on Knack's side. And they're already in no contest in the green, which is
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, it's
peculiar.
yeah, exactly. I mean, like, there's not a lot to really call out here. Akazo finally rotating over to C and gets the first pick here on Frosty. All right, Argo laying down some fire as Baker and Godazed is now starting to file in. Sachi with the rotation throws a molly. Baker's got to get out of there. Meanwhile, Plebdo does do some damage with that knack, and Baker gets picked up right after. That knack putting in a lot of work there. The defense now kind of spread out across that storefront, guarding against this freezer/arcade push. Sachi now kind of waiting for a back rotation too on this shed. That is so cruel because it is a 4v2 currently, so this is really locked down. It's a Kamina is going to be, and Health got to do a lot of work here. They do have a lot of utility though.
Yeah, both the attackers are full health, whereas 2 of the defenders have very little
pretty
health.
wounded.
About 15 health, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
So, now
Health does have that frag too. Alright. Flash goes out, pushes in. It's a Kamina. Sachi trying to get that crossfire. It's a Kamina about half health now. Pretty hurt. The shot rings out from Josh, but it did miss. It's a Kamina. Health now running like crazy. Oh, he gets taken down with the grenade, and it's a Kamina dies as well. Josh with that snipe. absolutely through storage, gets him through the window on the backside. I hope we caught that, but we might have not. But oh my goodness, what a shot that was. He was trying to get away with the utility and still couldn't make it. At least the frag is outside, so they don't get the recovery on that. But man, GB just showing how much they can shut that down.
Hmm. Yeah, it was really interesting how they kind of GB formed like a defensive wall as soon as they realized that Quack was going green. They just kind of like made sure to not give up any space and hold them back, really making it difficult. You're not giving them any area to work with. They were stuck in that green room, and they could decide where to go, but like wherever they went, there's gonna be like 2 or 3 defenders looking at that door. So it wasn't
Yeah,
gonna be an
the
easy
early
game.
picks really shut down that initial push, and you could see that it really stifled the attackers' plan there.
Yeah.
The one really tough part too was that I think it was the bathroom on that north side next to arcade really was putting so much pressure on the attackers. Like they were really worried about pushing it, but it seemed like they were doing a lot. The defenders were doing a lot of like wall bang damage through that doorway, and it just made it really hard for the attackers to push any further into storefront.
It looks like what I'm seeing on the map is the attackers drawing this line to go into pit, and then I also saw Sachi, who's on defense, drawing the same lines. It looks like they both are having the same idea. So if GB thinks they're going obs and wall into pit, and they can set up well for that, that could give them a huge advantage in this round.
Yeah, that could be a little bit scary there if that gets counter called. This will be because they did go that free door. This could be a 2 charge play here with the door charge, wall charge. That's one of the nice things about trying to do that eco play early and not using too much of your utility. But I mean, you do when you do eco plays like that, that does give you the chance of handing over a round early. And as long as that's in the mental, that's not like the worst thing. So on this Kill Dome map, Enduring Omega, we find ourselves looking at like it's going to be this observation push.
Hmm. Do you remember what the next map is? Because I don't remember.
I think it was factory.
Uh,
I'm not 100%
Bank.
on it
It's
though.
Bank. Next one's Bank.
It is bank.
So
Okay.
I I think doing a double charge on this map makes sense. I mean, Bank is usually a pretty good map for
Oh, this might be a
having.
red door open already though, as we see that Josh is sitting right now. Yeah, the red door is open and barbed wired off. So Baker and Health and Frosty all have to be very careful. The hard part too is Ops can see them too, so they're making the call. This is kind of one of those moments where because you can run underneath the map, it might have been best to really like cut underneath.
Ooh, a hit from
Josh takes a shot early and does get a hit on It's a Kamina, and that already puts them a little bit behind. Josh with another shot drops Gades down. Man, he is already putting work. Josh is such a scary sniper. It makes it so hard to push against GB. Argo already picks up one with the auto shot into It's a Kamina. This ops play is going to be really difficult. They put the wall charge down, but it is over a large gap as Gades finally puts Josh down. Health now trying to push up on this ops to try to finally get this area. As Baker tries to get across, gets shut down. Health finally pushes in and takes Argo. Akazo now in the next line of defense here as Frosty gets taken on the backside. Health picks up another. He's putting in a lot of work here now as Gades and Health are the last two in this 2v2 situation. Sachi and Pleb, though, are at full health, though, and Gades and Health are literally almost dead. A breath away from death. As things slow down here, Gades trying to find an angle here off of this beachfront, but they're going to have to move up eventually at some point. Health now slowly working through, and Plebdo's going to get this pretty much right away. Gades really needed to give him a hand there on the... gives him support fire as he tried to enter in through here. I think it's going to be a save. Gades now just trying to find a pick.
Yeah, they were both playing really good positions.
Pleb now working his way through. Does Gades get a pick here? No. Alright.
Yeah, towards the end there.
Oh no.
Sachi
really picked up a door charge. I don't know if it's going to be any use to them, but that material did get picked up on the entry. That's kind of one of those instances where, hey, we're going to do that audible. Just throw the charge on the beach. If you're going to save, you can always pick it up after. right? Like that's one of those moments where you might want to, that's a kind of a flub in my opinion because you could have two charges right now for this next round, right?
I don't know. Once they bring it out of the truck, if they lose the round, they've lost it. So it's kind of
Well, yeah,
hard
but I
to
mean, if
plan for that.
again, if you saw that they had counter called your play because they had Josh just sitting there with the the two pieces of barbed wire, right, and they're sniping out that red. You have the door charge. Just drop it on the green door. It's beach. No, they can't take it, right? Like instead, you ran it in, and now I've given that over. Sachi is gonna place it. He's got it on his gear equipment.
Hmm. I mean, no really no reason to. I mean, I could
Yeah, I mean, maybe you can get a
understand.
cheeky play.
Yeah,
You
like,
never
but they don't
know.
have a clacker, so they don't
That's
choose when it
true.
gets clacked.
But if
They
they're
just
gonna push in with a clacker this round and you are able to recover it, you could get something weird going on here with the door charge going off.
yeah, but I
We'll
really don't know what
see.
to do. The only useful thing I could imagine doing would be clacking of event, just so you could look into. I don't even know if that's
Oh yeah,
possible.
that's true.
Do you
Hmm.
think you could clack it from the exterior? I've never tested that.
Oh,
I don't know.
absolutely you can. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, if you put a door charge on this side and then you sit here with the clacker, you can detonate into this. Absolutely. 100%.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know how much useful, like how
I
much
mean, you
use
could
you
do
could give here.
something funky with having it placed on one of these, right? And force them into moving through one security door. You could put it on the doorway, one of the doorways off of manager as well, like wherever the button is
Hmm.
located. You can kind of like counter it that way
Yeah,
too.
you could put it on the door and then open it so that it's kind of
Yep.
like a projectile.
Yeah, exactly. Or kick the door open, right? And you drop it on the ground, so it becomes a landmine at that point. It'll
That
still detonate from underneath them.
that's fascinating. Yeah, looks like the attackers do have a charge and a clacker.
Yes.
So if the defenders are able to recover that, they could do something cheeky. I don't know how how likely that is, but possible. It's a possibility.
All right, entrance gets blown. A molly goes out, but it's short. It will allow the attackers to go in. Double smokes out too, which gives them control over this lobby area. The tough part is like you still have to push through Teller or in through this security, which can be very scary. And Josh already picks off one. It's a Kamina, shot from the backside. That sniper is just such a brutal like spot. Sachi finally gets taken out though as Frosty charges the security. Amali goes off and Frosty's gonna go down, flambéed to a crisp.
That was funny. Excellent use of a molly, knowing that he couldn't
Yes.
break it out and keep him cornered.
The
Breakout
hard part
here.
is now they have security. Another molly goes out.
I
Almost
actually
get,
didn't
Baker takes some
understand
damage
that.
there as well too. Gade is trying to just hold this backside as Josh and Plebdo now walking up the hallway. Argo and Ikazo just putting in a lot of stalling. Oh, as Gade picks up one. He does have that frag. I'm surprised he hasn't cleared out that Teller bar. I think they're waiting for something else. Oh, the snipe goes out. God, if Josh did miss that. As he now moves forward, he picked up the AK as he pushes into lobby. As on the backside, Argo and Akaza did go down. It's now Baker in health now. Being able to take the round. Goodness. And they still have a frag. They need to use that utility.
Guarantee he's gonna frag Baker. Guarantee it. If he doesn't, I'll be disappointed with him.
No, for sure, for sure.
Good job. Good use.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
absolutely. That they were able to really get that push in here in accounting and picked up not only Kazu, who's playing really aggressive off this door, but then swung and picked up Argo on that backside when they were going for the button. So it was really well played as they pushed in, and that allowed Gades to be able to. I mean, he ended up doing pretty much won that duel in the 2v1, gets up the first kill, did a lot of damage to Josh, and then went down. But that allowed cleanup from the rest of his team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Josh and Pleb though were trying to get something, but since default was on the flank watch for like he just kept on that. He knew they were gonna peek that. He was able to get a pick and he did get picked off, but that was just kind of unlucky. He was trying to go for like a feint, making Josh then think he went into security, but he couldn't pull out the saber in time
Yep.
to get the frag onto Josh. But it almost worked. It was funny. It was interesting. but I think quite okay for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Back on Helios Anvil here, the C store. We saw that green door push to begin with, but it looks like we're gonna get something a little bit different here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, let's go on the if you're going for a storage fridges push, trying to take this kind of section of the map and then push out this way. Um, some challenges they might have. I think if they pincer freezer, it might be pretty easy to take, especially if like the defender can't watch both these doors at once, so they'd have to watch it from outside. But then at that point, they're already like, I think freezer's gonna be hard for them to defend on defense, but getting out of these choke points, I mean, maybe. Really depends on how the defender's set up for this. Like if they barb these locations, it could be easier to defend. But if they leave them open, then it might be harder. Really kind of depends where they position, what barbs they put. If they take mollies, if they're set up at the locations.
No, for sure. I'm a little bit worried here too. I mean, attackers. There's not really any defense getting put down here off of this door. If attackers push in on this, you have a very long sight line here, all the way through into arcade, and I really feel like we've seen this on this map before that a sniper posted up on this corner can literally shut down any rotation for defenders through arcade or through freezer and can really lock this map down really quickly as we
Mhm.
see the charge go out. Molly goes out. God Dazed already down. Another Molly goes out on the backside. Kamina is running for his life, but gets cut down right away. That long angle right there, just doing a lot of work there. As Baker finally picks up one on the backside. Health now trying to hold Teller as Josh tries to push in on him. Finally gets taken out as well. It's down to Baker and Frosty on this backside, and Josh is already in. The shutters are now open as well as Frosty gets absolutely chopped down by Josh on the backside. He's already got his triple. As Plebdo works around, Baker picks up another. He is now hemmed in by all both Josh and Argo as Josh gets his 4th kill of this round, and that is it.
My gosh. I really wonder what happened over here with Health and Josh. Like, did Health open the door, or was he unable to
Yeah,
close it?
I don't know what happened there because it felt like he tried to swing the door open again to get him with a shot, and then Josh just won the duel, and then from there it kind of fell apart really quickly.
Mhm.
It might have been best to just hold this and just start
Yeah.
giving out information calls because yeah, Josh just absolutely surgically took them apart.
But I don't think that was too unreasonable though, because if he was able to get into storefront, having this kind of control is pretty helpful. And your teammate can, uh, you know, go back into Teller, and you guys can all go in storefront. You can hold the bomb much easier than from in Teller, because they can just, with Omni Bomb, you can just defuse from the other side of the Teller hole. So
Yeah.
there is no more just defending the bomb from Tellers without any risk, which I definitely like. I think Omni Bomb is a very good update. I think a lot of people do like Omni Bomb.
It's good. People have talked about the art. The art, I as I understand it, will eventually get updated to be more polished. But this was more making sure that the object worked the way it needed to for public consumption and at least looked okay. So that's the good news there. Is
Hmm.
hopefully that will get a visual update in the future as we continue to get used to that new system. So
At
and
first, I
and I
didn't really
will.
like it, but
Yeah.
like I think it's just because it was something new. So I've kind of
Mhm.
gotten used to it. I've kind of gotten to like it. It's just I still had to get used to.
Well, it makes it so the defenders and the idea of the gameplay of that edition was that the it used to be bomb only had one defusal side, so defenders could just camp that one side. You always knew where the attacker had to stand, so it made it so the attacker didn't. There was only one or two locations where you could be as the attacker when you were defusing, and now with being able to be anywhere on the bomb, the defenders have to be so much more proactive if the attackers are on the bomb, which will always draw the defenders towards them for more duels, right?
Hmm.
Because you will have to fight around the bomb at that point.
It's definitely an attacker-sided update.
Yes.
So Omni Bomb, you can fuse it from anywhere, so that it eliminates like holding it from Teller Hole or just one position. and
Right.
also because it's tall, there's no longer head peaks, which
Hmm.
defenders are able to utilize. You don't have to you have to swing out around it, which makes you more vulnerable. So
Yep.
all in all, just it's better for the attackers.
I will say always, if you're gonna fight on Omnibomb, always fight from the right side because where the weapons are located, because that always gives you advantage. Um, so if you're gonna swing on a bomb, always swing to rotating to your right when you're facing it to use that as the cover as you rotate around. As we see the beach push here on green, the shot did ring out from Gades, and it was a miss. Molly does go out, smoke goes out, Gades drops out, as Plebdown now just lays bullets out. Frosty gets picked up right away as they push into pit. Baker follows right behind him as Akazo and Argo. Finally, Gades gets a pickup here as he drops Plebdo right in ops. As now health swings on Josh. They're on bomb though, and this is a problem. They don't have a way in. They've mollied themselves off. Gade's trying to pick up the other side as this Kamina drops in. Health picks up another one. Argo now trying to flank around with Sachi on health as he's getting shot from the backside, and it's in a 2v1. Gade is now the last man left, has to rotate through. The bomb's so close to being defused too. I think they're just looking to get the kills and drop the rest of the gear. Gade is backing out into base. Yeah, that'll be a win for the attackers there. Omnibomb really proving in there's no way to get in from the backside of this pit. It was such a long rotation that, that Molly basically hemmed them off from being able to get to the bomb. What a sprint in through green door. That's showing you how that map actually works, right? Push in through that green, get in on top of pit, get in on top of bomb, and the defenders only have one or two ways where they can actually come at you from.
One of the counters to that is the defenders having obs. So what they did was just they flashed it and they smoked it, and then I don't know who mollied that, but there was a molly out there somehow. Maybe the attackers picked that up. If they did, that was excellent use of the molly. Really held off the defenders so they could just push in the pit without worrying about it.
Yeah, I think the
Excellent use.
defenders had thrown the molly just because they were worried about getting rushed in ops, right? Those flashes were so good that they're like, we got to molly this off, otherwise we're dead. And so they just panicked through the molly, got it on the doorway, right? They couldn't get pushed, right? And then they still dropped out anyway, out of ops because you can't really hold it at that point. And so then all of a sudden they're attackers already at the bomb point at that juncture, right? There's nobody was really holding pit so hard that they kicked the door open and now they're on it, right? I think they were expecting, they're gonna go through ops and they're gonna make sure that it's clear on the backside and then go for pit, but they just rushed it.
Yeah, but also that obs is extremely hard to not get flashed in. It's a square obs, and there's no cover.
Yeah.
So anybody you're standing in there, you're gonna get at least partially flashed.
Yeah, absolutely. Which makes the obs such that obs in particular is just so hard to hold. It's wide open. You just throw one flash in the middle, and everybody inside of it is just blind. Right? There's no, like you said, there's no cover. There's nowhere to hide. So I mean, most people that are gonna hold that ops, you're gonna have to hold it from the opposite door. Right? That is a good sniper lane through the doorway, but yeah, that's about it. That's about all you'll be able to do.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe your prediction might come true. It's not looking so good for Quack right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the one thing about Global Breakout is they're just so good on attack, right? You want to talk if you ask somebody what is their favorite, side when I'm pretty sure for this group for Global Breakout they love attack because they always do such a good job. As the frag got thrown in through the window into accounting, didn't do any damage though, surprisingly. As they do blow lobby, smoke goes out. Gades is on the backside of this teller. He is in a very dangerous position if he does get found out here. He does back up into Hall. That's the smart play right there. Wall charge goes out. Baker is going to be the first point of contact as Kazo just rips him apart. Argo now swing on Itzukaba, and Frosty all goes down. Health finally picks one up on the backside, but he doesn't have enough ammo. He gets a second though. Goddays drops on the other side off of Loans and the green drop on Hall. That's it. Absolutely just floored this team once again.
I think it was so funny at the start. Josh is running up this way, tosses two flashes, or maybe one flash through the window.
Yep.
All four defenders. There's now four defenders in there. have mollies prepped for manager, looking towards these doors and these windows,
Yep.
ready for a manager blow. Boom, entrance.
Yep.
Just totally baited.
Super clean there by the attackers once again. Health with that surprise rotation on them picks up 2. But I mean, the points of contact, the attackers just walked in and deleted. Absolutely deleted the first 2 defenders for Quackudama. And it was just like, okay, well, we're now in a 3v5 and the attackers are still at full life, right? So difficult when they're that's the thing about Global Breakout. They're just so fast and surgical in their attacks that unless you can bog them down in some way, it's press W key and they're just gonna run over you.
Hmm. Yeah, this map. This office has, um, you know, 2 entrances. I'm using air quotes, and you can't see it, but really there's like 4 entrances. If you use a wall charge, you can go through pillbox and wall on, or you can go through. It's like what they're planning to do is wall into this little cubicle here, and then go out through this little section. So there's 2 without a wall charge, but 4 with a wall charge.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I will say on this Kill House map Prime Badger, we do have wall banging, so that is a possibility. So if you do have somebody holding lockers, right, you can if you're expecting this play, which I would have barbed this off, right? They're putting a barb here. I don't see the point of that barb unless you're going to contact them on Brick House. I'd be putting the barb here, here, and here just for these entryways because like if you push in with this wall charge and there's a barbed wire here, then you know you're screwed. Because again, yeah, you see the molly getting marked out here now. Is that yeah? If they are gonna wall through that, you need a molly for that room to be able to hold it.
mhm. Looks like this barb interesting here. I would expect it to be like here, more for wall bangs, but I guess if they play in pillbox, which is maybe what they plan to do, then they could hold that
Yeah,
barb better.
I mean, pillbox will be a strong hold for the attackers here, but you can see, or for the defenders, but you can see the attackers do have a sniper set up specifically to kill this pillbox,
Mhm.
right? So I think as we see Argo rotating out, and Argo another really good sniper on this team. It's so hard to go up against Global Breakout because they're all such good aiming players. And you can see double smokes on checkpoint. They're already in on Brick House. Frosty and Baker trying to hold, but like I think this is just gonna. Nobody was watching checkpoint to call out if there's gonna be anything. And there's the charge. The molly goes out, but they're already on point. Health and Itsukamina already dropped as Baker goes down on the backside. I mean, like the damage has already been done. Frosty picks up Josh, but I mean, it's still 4v2. God Days gets dropped right after that, so it's down to Frosty, and they all know where he is in lockers. I mean, look at this. The crossfire coming out of there. He's got to push in on this. Does pick up Sachi on the backside as Frosty works in on this. Kaza just mops him up right after. I mean, oh my goodness, just absolutely surgical.
I think this might have gone different if they didn't have Argo watching that. That
I mean,
that is
again,
crucial.
just such good
Crucial.
calls. Well, nobody was in pillbox even. Look at where they
Well,
all
I think
were. They're all
Days.
in office and they had 2 in lockers. So like
Well,
that's your defense.
yeah, but Dazed wanted to play on pillbox. He started there initially, but
Oh,
then
did he?
after, I don't know if he got hit or if he saw the sniper or what happened,
Yeah.
but he rotated out and then he got wall banged by Plebdo and then
Mm,
he shot him through the door.
yeah.
So, but I think they were definitely planning on having some pillbox to start,
Yeah.
but then they got moved out.
Again, that's kind of one of those moments where you're like, "Hey, they're pushing this way. Kick this frickin' door and get the sniper." Right? Like get him off of me, right? Make another point of pressure for the sniper. Yeah, you've opened up a red door, but they're already pushing their play, right? You've got 2 people in that room. You could try to make that counter call.
I
Right? And that's just one of those things where like Global Breakout probably would make that call, right? But like Quack, they're still probably like coalescing as a group, right?
I think you could do that if you had someone still in pillbox, so they hadn't rotated out yet, because then you could do
Yeah,
a crossfire, right?
yeah.
But if you just have one person kicking that door, sniper is just gonna look at that guy and just shoot him in the head.
No, for sure, for
You need
sure.
2 people watching that so they can both come at once. So that is definitely something that comes with experience.
Yeah,
Um,
no, definitely. That is the more the seasoned play, right? To be able to get that pressure off of the pillbox person, but that pillbox is so crucial on that map that it has to get cleared, especially for attackers, because it holds such a commanding position on that map specifically.
Mm.
So we find ourselves on this factory of Wolverine Hole. Ooh. Don't go in there. We are also on match point here for Global Breakout. I mean, it is looking dire for Quackudama. Um, man, my 7-3 was looking optimistic at this point.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely easier for us to, make comments on what they're doing, since
Hmm.
like we know where everyone is, we know where all the barbs
Absolutely,
are,
absolutely.
what charges are being used, all the util, all the guns. We know everything. So hindsight is easy for us to use,
Oh, for sure, for
but
sure.
in the heat of the moment, it's just difficult.
No, yeah, and then that's kind of one of those things where I was just commenting on,
Yeah.
a seasoned player, right, can make those plays because they have an understanding, right? And if you've played with your team long enough, right, you would just be like, oh shit, there's a sniper off of pillbox. He's out in the open, right? Use that red door or whatever, right? Like part of that is just making those correct calls at the time that you need them.
Yeah.
And like you said, hindsight, and we have overview of map, right? Like you're 100% correct.
Hmm.
I will say that I hope that Quackudama plays off of this boiler. It is such a strong, an absolutely strong hold position, especially for that green. Gades tries to get the shot out, does hit Argo as they do start pushing office here. Josh picks up one. Frosty on the backside just gets laid out right after. Josh with the double already. Health trying to swing on this as he does pick up Sachi is in the car now. Gades picked up he's got that angle off of office as well. Ooh, Akazo trying to get those snipes off as the two drop down off of the into towards cargo hold. Plexo swing on Gades. Gades picks up another one. Health died on the backside as Gades gets dropped right after that. Man, he was just hemmed in on that corner at the end of that. If Health, oh man, if Health could have held that corner just a little bit longer, I think that would have worked out.
Something absolutely beautiful though. They jumped on the railing here
Yep,
and like went on the pipework so they could completely avoid that barb in office.
yep.
They knew about the barb ahead of time, even before they even breached. Just that's how predictable it was. Wow.
Yeah, really, really clean. Josh with another four banger too, right there. I mean, he's just such a scary player for Global Breakout. Like the mission objective now for Quackudama is shut down Josh. If we can kill him, maybe we have a chance because he's been putting in a lot of work. You know, the snipes off of the early rounds for defense. He's picked up four pieces in multiple rounds now. He's been a real linchpin for Global Breakout, and if you can shut him down, I think Quackudama could have a chance then. It's slim, but they have a chance.
Mhm. I think we might be taking a short break here.
Sure. We
Been
can
doing
throw
this
it
much.
over into a break. We'll see if Quackudama can pick up a game in and take us to a game three,
Mhm.
hopefully versus Global Breakout. It's looking tough, but it is doable.
I
So
I
we'll
believe
see.
after the break you're gonna have a different cast. You're not gonna have me. You're gonna have Seraphin, I think.
That is okay.
So
Well,
good luck with
Don Boy,
that
I
time.
appreciate you hopping in and giving your analysis for the maps and stuff. So
Yes, always fun.
appreciate you being here.
All right.
All
Thank you.
right. This dazzling game of due process. We have a quick turnaround, so I'm rejoined here by a new co-caster, Surfrun. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Sorry.
Savage the mics. All right,
Ow.
and my eardrums. Anyway, we're back here with we're here with Global Breakout and Quackudama. The last game went even worse than I had originally predicted, which was a 7-3. It went 7-1. Quackudama really gonna have to dig deep here, and I do have to say Quackudama was looking a little bit better on attack than they were on defense. Global Breakout looked almost unstoppable on the attack rounds. Literally just went, that was all of their wins was on attack rounds. So we'll see. They have to start out in defense again. This will allow hopefully Quackudama to pick up some rounds here.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. So it looks like we're gonna see from the team a lockers play from Quack, and they're gonna try and frag this door open. But they really need to watch out from uh what are they called? GB and the wall banks are coming from the bottom side of lockers. And yeah, it looks like they're calling for some coward. Uh
Somebody's making a prediction here on the checkpoint. I think they're going to guess that Josh is going to be there to try to get a snipe shot on checkpoint.
nah, it looks like
Oh,
one
nope,
of the
it's going to be
defenders wrote
Argo. All
that.
right.
One of the defenders wrote that. So I guess Argo's putting that on himself because he's hiding over there.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Looks like Ty might light barb this green door, which would be a really good play for them with
This
the
play is
frag.
getting
Wow,
hard
so
called. I'm
many
just saying.
barbs.
Yeah,
This
this is getting
lockers. They
hard
really read
called
that play.
on here on Sledgehammer Typhoon. Yeah, they figured this out already. 37 barbs later, they're gonna have to go through that. Oh, beautiful flash though. Akazo stuck in the corner is gonna recover though as Ty starts walking in on the side here. We did have a substitution of Ty now joining in as well. Josh gets picked up though as Gades and Baker mops up Ty as well. As Akazo now charges in, Baker picks up another.
It's a 3v2. If they go into point right now.
But frickin' Argo gets the shot with combined fire with Plebdo, but they are on bomb site now with Baker, and it's a Kamina as they start defusing. Plebdo laying down some of that wall fire. Baker holding that door though. Argo moves in and Baker goes down. It's a Kamina gets mopped up right after, and they have a let's.
Kamina had a frag on
God,
his
they're
body.
gonna find that frag
Pleb's
too.
gonna grab that. Yoink.
Ugh.
Yoink. Wow.
Oh.
Just a lot of pressure coming from this office side.
Oh
And
yeah.
Akazo, what great rat after being full spun and just silent walking and not letting
Yeah.
Quackudama know that he's there.
So clean right there. Once again, that defense. I mean, yeah, a couple people got picked up, but like you said, that pressure off of that breeze was not good.
Yeah, and with all those barbs, it really just stopped anything from going on. The only thing I can say is maybe instead of running in and after you already have X amount of guys in and you know that they're peeking that breezeway, you could try peeking the fence side, the courtyard. Try peeking from
Yeah.
that outside. Maybe that will require them to flick or something and maybe get you a free kill. But against GB here, they have pretty much all angles considered in.
Yeah.
They have a lot of experience and know it looking at all these maps. But on to the next one.
Yeah, I
We're on
will
the
say, like,
second
they
room.
left, they had the frag and they didn't use it on any of the barbed wire. There's
Yeah,
3 sets of barbed wire, and maybe they're like, oh, there'll be barbed wire later in the room. But at
yeah,
this point, their global breakout is just looking to cut you at the start of the round. There wasn't even anybody guarding bomb. They're all on the periphery for the first points of engagement to try to shut this down right away. And it has been all of these rounds so far has been just they are getting tore up as they enter in through the building, and they can't continue pushing in towards the objective a lot of these times. And when they are there, they've already sustained so much damage that there's 4 defenders left or 3 defenders, and they can just mop you up.
yeah.
It's
GB's
just
really
one of
good
those
at
things where it's like,
pressure.
I'm waiting for a late push here. I want to see a late push from somebody somewhere where they can get a rotation on someone, right, and try to get some pressure somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see how this round goes. Maybe they'll send somebody Fan, put some pressure from Fan. I know Fan's great for getting line of sight like this, but I think it's just going to be a green here. Not too sure. Not as no marks have gone down yet. So
Well, they were looking at office somewhere. They're looking. They found
they
power.
do have lights
Right?
circled, so they might
Yeah.
like wall charge for office from office and try for lights at the bottom
Right.
here. But then again, we have Josh here with
I
the
think they're gonna go
bomb.
green though. I think they're gonna do this green push because I don't. Well, no, there is a clacker. Okay. Wait, there's a clacker.
Like I said, I believe it's a wall charge.
Okay. Yeah. And Josh
Josh
picks up Gades on the backside already on the green door because we know they're at the first points of engagement. So that has already happened, right? As we see the wall charge go down, smokes go out as they start trying to enter in. Josh rotating on the backside. Akazo picks up one already. Off that good flash, finally to go in. It's a Kamina now rotating in off of the truck. As Frosty finally picks up a Kazo. Josh watching that long side, but they're starting to swarm in on him. Baker doesn't pick up anybody. Frosty picks up a second, though, off of that office as Josh finally goes down to Baker. It's a Kamina gets dropped, but they now have this crossfire on office. Ty goes down, but Frosty trades.
1v1.
It's in a 1v1 with Argo and Baker. Baker is wounded, but not... It still has a decent amount of health, but Argo is at half, so this is possible.
Argo does have an AK, but Baker has a flash.
Baker does have a utility, and he did get seen. And he throws the flash out early. Argo now on the backside. Baker... This is going to be so hard for Baker. I mean, like, you can use the bomb as a defensive point. You just have to make sure that you know when he's coming towards you.
Argo does have a molly now.
Oh, yes. On the backside. Yeah, and that blocks off bomb fully. 44 seconds, though,
What a
so
great
he's got time to
throw
work
on
with.
top of the bomb.
Yeah.
That's one thing I will say.
Yeah. Well, he's got the height advantage here, which is a little bit scary for Baker. And they... Oh, and he gets it! Oh, they pick up the round. Oh, my gosh. Baker has 1 hit point. 5 hit points left. Let's give him at least a little bit.
8 HP. I wonder if they'll be trying to save anything. Will Baker maybe try to grab a clacker?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's got to get that clacker because they used it earlier.
Right off Kamina. He's going to grab that. Maybe.
Yep.
That's
He's
cool.
got clacker,
Josh,
so that's good.
I will say Josh lost the mop this round, so that's mop
Yeah.
off the table, and that is huge for the attacking team because every round you've seen with like pretty much Josh has that mop in his hand. It's so much. It's like a guaranteed kill. Few people will go down to pretty much 100 and go from 150 to like 15 health. It's just such a big difference, but thankfully it's off for Quack. So now Quack has a chance to take this round here on this attack. So let's see how this goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Attacker's just so powerful right now that, yeah, you have to get your round wins as attacker, right? They're so strong. The utility, the explosives, the angles that they can take. They win a lot of the long-range duels. They're not getting sniped properly, right? Like, attackers have a lot of power and momentum right now in the game currently. And Omnibomb, if you can get on Omnibomb, you know, like, that makes that so difficult.
Yeah.
For defenders.
We'll see. Do they have that one charge? Or do they have more than one? I know they wall.
They use the wall and they use the door charge at the very start of the round, so it'll be a door charge.
A single entrance. So we're just gonna see a single entrance, and I believe it's already circled, so they know they're gonna be pushing an entrance here. But thankfully, the bop is off the table, so they don't have to really worry about the solid peaks from Teller. I think we're gonna see Global Breakout play a little bit more reserved here and put probably a lot of pressure from this bathroom and like kind of like this on this side of the map, not really worrying much about entrance. Maybe a small rat. A rat could, rat over here, kind of what Pleb is talking about right here. It's not a bad rat spot, and then have somebody play security.
Yeah, I'm so worried about that security though, right? Like, it looks like they want to push security, but these doors, the little transition doors, are just a death trap. They're a death sentence, right? And somebody's gonna be playing off of this, right? So you're gonna get shot going into these right away.
Yeah, understand.
Look at where look at where they're playing though. Oh no, Argo's gonna frag him.
He's gonna try and throw that frag.
Yeah, he's gonna do an early frag off of the truck.
Devil!
Oh, this is gonna be devastating. I wonder if the truck turret will go off though.
I don't think so, as long as he throws it on this side of the fence.
And he banks it off the entrance, but there's nobody there.
Baker takes a little bit of damage, and so does Health.
Yep. They did get chipped a little bit, but it's not bad.
Ooh, I think it might be a last-minute change where they blow hallway and push loans. That's what I'm thinking.
Early Molly though goes off. Josh,
that's good, wasting economy.
Yep. And they've rotated. All right.
They might actually save the door charge for a security green door blow after getting in hallway and hitting button. Because hitting button here, worrying about Kazo is the most dangerous thing. But yes, they do have this X-ray machine, but you can still hit it here.
They're taking so long right now. It's a little bit scary. Like I want them to push that a little bit faster, especially when they called the audible. All right, Baker spilling down towards the Kazo. He is holding that corner with the auto shotgun. First point of contact. He does run in through security. Did get out.
Little under half.
Yep.
Frosty with the shotgun. Frosty needs to set the... Oh, but Kazo's going to rotate out, and they should hear that.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're wasting so much time here with 50 seconds on the clock.
They need to
get a move. They need to
They need
move
to get
now.
that charge. I don't know why It's Kamina's waiting. Like, they have the charge. All right, they're in. They got the button. All
Someone's gonna
right.
have to probably stay here. If they don't have somebody stay security for this button
Yeah.
play, they're not gonna. There's no way.
They're all just holding now. Okay, so now the door's open. You have you
All right,
have
default is
command
gonna
of
stay.
vault door right now. You can push it. And there's the door.
He's able to
Okay,
get
got
default.
is. Okay, Ty slides in. Now they finally come in. Josh is laying out some damage. Argo finally goes down. This is looking great for the attackers.
20
Door is
seconds.
reopened. Yeah, there's just not enough time. Akaza now working his way in. There's 3 of them, but the Molly.
WP.
Yeah, you just have to go in. You can't hold any longer. All of you. Oh my God! Josh just slaughters them all.
With the Igmar.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
4K from Josh there. Big play.
Oh my goodness. They had to go, right? Like, this is one of those moments. Blow this door. Get in, right? Like, just they sat and waited for everything for too long. It's like, okay, you got 20 seconds left. One Molly. That's it. And then Josh just Ingmars through the entire team. Oh my goodness.
Some friendly banter going back and forth.
Yeah, just some light banter.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we're gonna see a side swap, and we're back on it. Now
That was
Quack
was looking
defending.
so good, but yeah, just was too slow, right? Like, push
speed it
in,
up
get the
now.
button, move to the next one. They had, if they would have moved in at any time, they basically had control over the bomb room too, and they let Ty in, right? Like, you just get control of the rooms.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And I think they were trying to relax. I think what they wanted to do there was have a nice explosive push into accounting and everyone be together and able to refrag. And that's kind of how it started. But then like as you said, the time is running down. Josh is just like, it's volleyed. We all know they're in accounting. I'm just gonna peek and start shooting, pre-fire a lot of the angles, and that's what happened with the Igmar there. And he was just able to clean up a lot of the Quack players.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, but. Well, not so unfortunately for GB, but unfortunately for my team. So
Yeah, yeah, that's a tough one right there.
yeah.
All right, well, we do find ourselves here on Sledgehammer Typhoon. Pillbox looking strong. Well, not as strong as it has been in the previous map that we had, but it still has some good overlook, I think.
As expected, GB's gonna probably make a Kazo or somebody sit all the way back here. That way they can see into Pillbox, rendering it useless while they 4-stack and rush everybody in the hallway and try to get right into kitchen. This bar placement in this molly is going to be key for this hallway here. If they're not able to get that down, then it really GB's attack right now is really relying on speed. As you wonder, none of them do not have a shotgun, but they're really relying on speed here. Maybe they might send somebody green. But if it's a 4-stack, it's going to be relying on speed and just, hopefully the health is going to be able to get a lot of the wall bangs in.
I'm a little bit worried. I hope It's a Kamina puts this barb up here. Nope. Okay. I'm not a big fan of that barb placement. I mean, it's important.
I like it a little bit back because that way you don't have to worry about.
You can use Hall. Yeah, I was just thinking about using this cover compared to this cover.
It makes them run a little bit further.
I don't know what's happening. They're using all of their secondary ammo on the doors and walls, making sure that it is well taken care of. Argo moving up here. There's 2 in the pillbox.
Oh no! Use that frag grenade and down go 2.
And down they go. Oh goodness, they absolutely just bamboozled him right here. Frosty now up close, does trade with Ty.
Josh kicked the door and Ty ran right into the shotgun. And now it's just down to
on the backside. It's a Kamina now rotating
Kamina might be able to get a good flank here. Collision moment.
Oh, and he goes down. It's all down to health on the backside with this. Oh my goodness, and he drops to Josh right at the end.
I saw Josh jump up on this. I don't think that's supposed to be vaultable, but I don't think he got a kill from it, so I think that's fine. But I didn't know you could get on top of these sinks and stuff.
Yeah, I think you can. That's never been like a you can't stand on them area.
Well, I know if you go right over to it and you try to jump, it won't let you on it. So he must have jumped onto something, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that frag was huge in Pillbox.
That was, absolutely.
It just knocked this side of the map down. And I believe Kamina was playing here, but really only leaves, want Kamina and health who are really alive. It's just, just really just, it's just tough. Just GB just
Yeah,
really reading the plays. You know, it's just with their
well, it's
knowledge.
just crazy to me because like they threw the smoke to be like, okay, we're just running by here. We're not actually attacking the pillbox, and then they're just like, we're gonna dunk a grenade in here and just kill both of you. Right? Like that
Yeah.
makes pillboxes. That's the one thing about pillboxes. If you're in there and a frag gets thrown in, you're done. Right? Like there's nowhere to go. You're just gonna die.
You have to run out that green door. That's the only chance to save your
And they
life.
did pick up the sniper too, so Argo has a mop on attack, and that's just ugh.
That's just devastating.
Ugh. All right, here we find ourselves on Forge Rook. Back, we're gonna see how Quackudama sets up their defense here on this factory.
I think they're gonna expect probably a heavy green push and probably push side for toxic for lights. I don't, especially after that last round, them using a door and a frag grenade. I think they're gonna try and like eco here. I don't think they'll try anything too heavy. They might probably send some. GB might send somebody fan and try. Like you can see all the flares coming out.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you can see they're going pretty heavy. Well, I think they are saying that they want
yeah,
to put
there's
it's
Akazo
gonna be Saber
going
Mop.
fan.
Yep.
Yeah, there goes Akazo going fan. I'm assuming they're probably gonna have mop, try to peek green, look through the window, try to kill somebody back here on top of the rafters. Hopefully nobody plays that and they really focus on holding the office side and this bottom pipe works. I know if you could have a really good angle onto the saber here. Hopefully they're able to capitalize on Akazo, you know. I'm very you know, one-sided here. I will say that. Akazo's gonna come up here and he'll try and maybe get a pick from somebody on the bottom side. This dock is really huge, holding both these lanes of traffic. So
Yeah. Yeah, and we're seeing just the versatility of Global Breakout, right? You're like, oh, Josh would obviously be their sniper, right? No, he's doing AK now. And then you see Akaza now and Argo doing sniping, right? Like it just
yeah,
goes to show you all of them are just such good players on that
definitely a
snipers in
super stack.
particular.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
a super stack. I'll say that.
Gade's the first point of contact gets dropped right away, just not able to do enough damage. Did drop Josh low, but not low enough to really, phase him that hard. And then we see Itsukamina throwing down that molly just to delay a little bit longer. Fred goes out to clear the barbed wire. As we see health rolling around, Frosty gets picked up immediately by Argo, and that close range snipe shot. Itsukamina, the next target here, gets dropped immediately once again. That mop putting in work right now. Baker, the next one up, finally drops Argo. Now that's out of the way. Health needs to be rotating back. Baker gets dropped off with Plebdo and that Black Tar as Josh. It's down to a 1v4 right now. It's looking pretty scary. Health up in office.
Just shot the fan open. Akazo's on the map now.
Okay, Health now trying to retreat away from that. Oh, and gets absolutely dropped by Akaza with that saber on that backside. Man. Once again, it was just one at a time, and they just picked him apart. Argo put in a lot of work, too, with that sniper. Just so much damage. Taking us to a 4-1 round here for Global Breakout. It's looking dire for Quackudama right now. Again, it's just Global Breakout and attack is a whole different animal.
Sorry, 1 second.
No worries.
All right, sorry. Yeah, what really happened there for not Akazo, Quackudama was everyone was really taking solo gunfights. Go Days, take fighting Green, and then Frosty swung with a knack. I mean, it would have been good on it, yeah, honest, but unfortunately Argo had the mop, so he's gonna one shot him every time, you
Yep.
know. And it just snowballed from there. Like everyone was just taking solo gunfights against a mop and a saber. Is really what was
Yeah,
happening.
that kind of happens. I feel you start doing this. We're just gonna play solo when you're starting to break down your communication, and that's what it seems like right now. Is like, and I'm not trying to talk bad about it, but yeah, you're getting pummeled, right? And you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna play the game. You stop communicating as much, right? You're just like, I just need to win my aim duel or whatever, and that's why everybody kind of does it solo, right? You're not going for like that. I'm gonna swing and then you swing and then we're communicating, right? And we're doing the callouts or whatever. You're just like, we need to win, and I need to start fighting people, right? And that's kind of what it looked like. Was a lot of people were just, I just need to kill the guy that I'm going up against. And like you said, it makes it really hard when there's a mop standing right there in your face and it's insta kill, right? As we see, it's going to be a double charge play to get here on top of this button / accounting push as well. Back on Midnight Dawn. Man. Where is
Sorry.
this defense going to be? You're
All right,
fine.
let's
I
see.
think it's teller
Sorry, I
and
was
accounting.
just let's see. All right, so it looks like we're gonna see a door charge here coming from entrance, and probably a wall and a tower. I really like this teller. This wall charge will give you a lot of control of manager, and that's where usually it's really safe to be as a manager. Let's see if
Right.
they have any mollies prep for this wall charge. Probably not. I know in a scrim against GB we've seen this play happen before, so I wonder if they'll be able to read that
Yeah.
or not here. Look at that. Frosty's is gonna be ratting here on the entrance. So I wonder if he'll be able to. I wonder if they'll flash him out and push him. Somebody
Oh
team like
man, the
GB, I'm
flash!
pretty
I
sure.
don't know if you just saw that, but there was a flash grenade icon just put
Oh,
right here, right where Frosty's
very
standing. I
unfortunate.
think he's gonna get flashed out and just drop
I
right
wonder how
away.
much ammo Argo has left on that mop. Let's see.
Yeah. And
There's the
flash goes
flash.
out. Molly gets
There's a
dropped right
molly
on top of
for
him. Oh
Frosty.
goodness.
Argo has 2 shots left for that mop, so that's 2 kills
Yeah.
if he hits it.
Yeah, if
know?
you can
So
get the shot on him. I mean, I kind of wish there was a stronger security hold here, right? Like, you could probably drop a barbed wire here and just make that really hard to push in toward, but...
they're pre-firing. A little bit of bullets going out, trading. Not
Yep,
much
they
damage
move
taken
up
away
in.
from Argo. He just hit a little bit. Here goes Argo
It's
going
a
for
Kamina
button.
now trying to get
The
some
Health able to
shots
get
out
them.
of the manager.
Health is able to
Oh
get
god,
down
they
Argo.
sniped from the backside by Josh, just dropped out, and It's a Kamina gets absolutely destroyed by Plebdo as well. As they already push in and are on top of bomb. It's all down to Baker. He's the last one in, and Ty just mops him up. Oh man, that was just such a hard... I mean, again, it's like, how do you defend that, right? Like, unless you're playing off of this accounting, but you're too scared to peek the snipers, right? You're trying to play in like a mid-range, but then they're like opening up the manager, and it's just so hard to defend that, right?
Yeah, it's just unreal. It's just their plans are so well thought out and really they all just know what they're doing. Like their teamwork is just all there, and they're all really skilled
Yeah.
players on GB, so they're just
Again,
solid.
it
You know
was,
what I'm saying?
and I don't know if you saw that, but as soon as they detonated manager, right, there were 3 angles that needed to get held, and all 3 of the members held each one of those angles and picked up kills off of them. Like, it was crazy because they detonated manager, they got the kill on the guy in manager, right? Right at the same time, they're laying down fire across through that the accounting, right? And it was just, I mean, they picked up double kills right there, you know, or
Wait,
at least did
okay.
enough damage to mop it up, right? Like, it was just ridiculous.
I was about to say how they have wall charge again, but then I realized it's the tower refresh here. So
Yes.
so we'll see a door and a wall right into teller for button to get control of shutters, and then they'll have Saber here with Akazo, or maybe Josh. Probably Akazo, I'm thinking. But I noticed they usually have Josh, Mop, and Akazo usually Sabers. It's usually what I noticed. So I think Kamina's talking about it right now. I think he's talking about them wall charging storefront though, not the teller. I don't think they'll see this play coming. It is a common play, but I think from the Quackudama mindset, they'll be like, "Oh, they won't do that. That's just too. It's
Well,
too
yeah,
simple.
I mean,
It's too
well,
simple."
they're going for match point right here, so because it is 5-1, so it's like, you know, they're doing so good. It's like this play is so strong because it gets you teller, right? It gets you access to this angle off of the teller, right, and the door. And now you've opened up storefront, and so now you've literally cut off everything pretty much. Any rotation through the arcade, any rotation through, you know,
even the
man.
teller hole becomes like a line of sight into freezer and everything.
Yeah, we have seen defenders can do a lot of work on this map before. This is one of the maps where, God, I can't remember the game, but the lone defender ended up taking out 3 people just by absolutely bamboozling everybody. Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening here. I mean, this storage
I don't think
office
they see
arcade
this
is a
coming at
strong
all.
area,
Frosty
but
doesn't even have a molly ready for.
no.
Kamina is there with a molly though, but I don't think he's gonna play bathroom.
He does have a knack. Well, he's playing off a storefront. I'm
His barbers, I think, is gonna go down here somewhere. Yeah, it
Yeah, I
does.
mean, they're Barb goes
He
off on that
does have a
passage. Okay,
molly,
it's
so
a okay. I like this. I like this.
when Kamina hears
Oh
them
no! All
blow
right.
this,
Well,
he
they've now
may rotate.
completely abandoned Teller. All right. There's that.
And Kamina knows it. He's not. I don't think he'll get there in
Yep.
time.
There's the wall charge. They
He
didn't
can still.
send anybody out here for the snipes though. All right. They're
Oh,
already in, and it's a community gets dropped. Argo picks up 2 as he's running through. Frosty gets the reply, but Josh picks him up after. God days that snipe!
still
Oh
a
my
2v2
goodness!
now.
Off of that shot. Although he might get.
I thought he hit the shot. I was like,
Oh man,
oh,
gets
he's
cleaned
gonna
up
pick
by
that
Akaza
up.
on the backside. Health is the last one man standing. Is trying to win the gunfight. Rotates in towards, gets the shot on Plundo. It's all down to a 1v1 now. Health.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's gonna push him
almost
in.
makes it out, but doesn't quite get there.
Unfortunately,
Oh my
ran out
gosh.
of ammo on the AK and picks up
Yes.
Klepto's black tar, and he only had 2 bullets in, so he had to try
Man.
to reload it. But Akaza's just gonna push him, knowing that
Yeah. Oh
he's
god,
not
that
seeing
was
him.
so close. What a bloodbath though in that arcade. I love it. They were just everybody got slaughtered. Argo just charged straight through the map. Turned on Doom music, picks up 2 off the start of that. That snipe though, oh my gosh, off of fridges through the frickin' teller hole on Josh was chef's kiss though. I will say that. God Days did get that angle, and that was, whew.
Yep. So that was a really explosive round from GB, but coming out of that teller was kind of like a death. It was just death. uh, Argo was able to run into arcade there and get Kamina and Baker, and then but Frosty was able to refrag on him, and Default was able to get. I forgot who that was, but he was able to get somebody through the teller hole there.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. And kind of coming in a little bit, looking at some of these, looking at the damage charts. I mean, we're seeing Akazo and Josh both up at 1K. The top for Quackudama is 800, 750 with health and Baker right now. Frosty is really, and Ty both at the bottom of the standings. Really need to. I mean, I think both of them are very much the point men. They're doing a lot of like the charging and entry, which makes it really tough.
looks like Quack is actually reading this really well, knowing that it's going to be a castle red door and also a beach here.
Yeah, this is just such a hard. Again, like defenders you have to either guard one side or the other. Beach being the more difficult position to guard. So yeah, if you can devote some resources into holding castle,
Looks
it's
like
going
they're
to be
going to be
really important there.
looks like they're going to be trying to utilize the rat spots here in jungle and having people up
Mhm.
here and playing this castle side for this red door. I think that's the play here to really counter this GB push. I think Josh is kind of saying we should take lights here in pit as well while they go beach. I think that's not a bad idea. I think that really works for them, especially on match point here, trying for pit and going for lights. It's
I would
plus
like to see
nobody is going to be playing this side from Quack. Everybody looks like they're going to be playing this castle and jungle. I think one of the like Kamina probably wrote that there's going to be 4 people pushing this castle, most likely. So I don't think it will. I think it'll be a 3-2. Is what I most likely think it will be. But we'll see how this goes.
I mean, it's just we aren't. Yeah, Kazo is the only one with the saber here, but the hard part is I would have liked to have seen somebody holding castle, a barbed wire here. I mean, you do
Yeah.
have Overwatch on a couple of positions here on castle. It does make it pretty strong, but yeah, no barbed wire here means whoever is going to be in castle is going to get absolutely slammed.
Oh,
but it is
looks
looking
like
at
it's gonna
full
be
5. No. Yeah, it is a full 5-man beach, so they're not even doing anything with castle, getting shots across. So Frag goes out. Frosty, the first point of contact on that door, gets taken out. It's a Kamina on the backside as well. Gets absolutely sniped out by Argo. It's down to Baker. Godday is trying to put in rounds right next to Josh. Argo takes
Wow,
the
look
high
at
ground,
Argo.
but
He's already up there.
yeah, he's already up on the high ground. Health does take him off on the backside, though. It's down to Baker and Health. They're going to have to make use of these crossfires here. Health rotates back to the other side of the windows. Has to come back. Baker gets another, though. This is actually a good start to their momentum, but Baker is so hurt off of this bomb position. The Kazo laying out shots as he picks up another. Baker finally drops, and it's down to Health off of his backside. He's going to have to play so smart here. Molly goes out where they think Health is. Help,
He's gonna get
lays
tied.
down shots,
Oh,
but they have
look
the
at
bomb
Klepto,
position.
180.
Oh,
Ooh, not able to get it. And that's
Klepto,
gonna be
you
another
absolute
7-1
monster.
from GB against Ty.
Man.
I mean against Quack.
Yep. And
Both
that's
Ty
it.
and Kleb were really low there.
Yeah.
That was a close round.
And that takes us to the 7-1 that we have wrapped up here. And that was 7-1, 7-1 here. Really tough rounds here for Quackudama. They did take their only takes were on attack. But it just shows Global Breakout is so strong with their attacks. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. Go with Breakout's communication, utilizing of the fast movement speed and using their flash banks to really just a lot of the flashes just using all that to really just body their way in attack.
Yeah,
Attacking rounds are
absolutely.
really key to take if possible.
Yeah, we
So
looked at coming back and looking at these stats too. I mean, you see that Josh 11-5-1, Argos 10-6-3, Akazo 8-4, right? Like it's so hard to go up against that. You're looking at this damage too, 1K, 1K, 1K basically between Akazo, Josh and Argo,
and only in
right?
8 rounds too.
Yeah, and you have Baker and Health, like they were trying to hold on. They did their best 9-7 and 5-8, right? Like they're trying to put in their damage, but I mean, like, they're just getting picked off so quickly, right? It's a Kamina, 400 damage, 1-8, just could not survive a round, right? Basically,
Yeah.
without just absolutely getting slaughtered. So, I mean, that's the one thing. Global Breakout, once they get that momentum rolling, it's just so hard to stop them, especially when they're laying out that much damage. It makes it really hard to fight back. And a lot of that is due to like really good snipes. You're not doing any damage if you're face down in the ground, right? Like you've been sniped. Okay, well you do 0 damage this round, right?
Snipers are really key in those matches.
Yeah,
The matches for GB, they're just utilizing them so well. And
yeah,
somebody like Josh, who's just able to flick constantly and just do a lot.
yeah,
You
absolutely.
know,
It makes it so challenging for a defender, especially you're like, I'm gonna hold this angle, and then that like I'll be able to get some chip damage on me, and Josh just sniped me, right? Like he just flick sniped running in, right? And it just makes it so hard for you to like go up against that. And I mean, snipers are really strong right now, and that's why the Global Breakout is doing so good, is they have 3 fantastic snipers, 4 really good snipers on their team, right? And so just any of them, they're all so versatile in that regard that it just makes it really hard to fight them.
yep,
But that is a wrap up to this amazing game of Due Process between Quackudama and Global Breakout.
Breakout.
Joined here by Surfront, and
Yep,
yeah, I mean, we
hold the
got to
paint.
see just an absolute dismantling and just such good play from Global Breakout. And Quackudama tried to put up a fight, but just such a big challenge. Hopefully they continue to grow and get better as a team and can eventually start, really putting up a fight versus Global Breakout because, yeah,
Hold the
we want
paint.
we want to see somebody finally lay the hammer down on this team. Global Breakout just so dominant. We want to see somebody take them on eventually. So my
I
hope
think
goes
this
out to
season
Quack.
the people that I think we'll see a rematch of last season of YY versus GB. I think that's gonna be my prediction for the finals of this season. But Quack, our goal right now is really just to stay in upper. I think we had our toughest games, in my opinion, the first 2 weeks, and hopefully we don't let that get to us. And the rest of the season, we're able to finish it out, pull it out. Like we're going to be
Yeah, for
facing
sure, for sure.
Gnomes and Hastig and um, LCG. Not good teams in their own right, but I think we have a better chance of fighting them. Than fighting the 2 teams that have been finishing top 2 pretty
Top
much.
two,
The
exactly,
last
exactly.
the last year. We'll say that.
No, for
So
sure, for sure. Yeah, and that's just one of the things. And I think your team has a really high ceiling too, and that's one of the main things. Is like I like a lot of the players there have shown like really amazing flashes of brilliance at certain points. So I think the more you guys get
play
reps
together.
together and I
I think
playing
that's what we
together, I
need.
think that's going to be just what will propel you guys up the standings. So yeah, I'm
I,
excited to see those next series of games for sure.
Yeah, like I will say, like Akazo and Plebdo and Sachi and I forgot Argo. Sorry, Argo.
Yep.
Those four guys have been together on the team for as long as I've been in the league.
Yep.
Which has been about a year almost, 8 months. I'd say I've been doing the DPL stuff, and those
For
guys,
sure.
it's 8 months of playing together. It's just so much teamwork and it's just so much coordination that it's hard to beat. Like there's not many
Well, yeah,
teams
yeah,
except that have
and
that.
I mean, maybe those, and I don't know their normal life either, but I mean, like you're playing with this team on, on due process. You're probably playing with those
Oh yeah,
people
other
in
games
other
too.
games as well, right?
Yeah,
And so like
yeah,
you're
it's a
just spending a
community.
lot of time with these people, so you get that you don't even need to say a word, right? I know what Argo's gonna do. I know what Josh is gonna do, right? And it makes like I know what Akaza how he plays, right? And so you start getting that awareness over just what your teammate is going to do when without them really even having to say anything. And those are just that's again just reps upon reps of playing with people that you enjoy playing the game with. So, like I said, I think as you guys move forward, your play and everything will improve greatly and I think I'm really excited about that. So,
Yeah, yeah.
um
We have a solid core group of guys, and I just think
absolutely.
we
Absolutely.
just recently got this roster last season.
Yeah.
If coming into the last season of lower league, that we just cemented our roster, and we've been growing constantly.
Mhm.
Like you said earlier with Don Boy, like we picked up Frosty, and our two biggest pickups are Frosty and Baker, and
Yeah.
Health and Kamina and Fall have been with us pretty much the whole way since the beginning of Quack, or
Yeah.
go back when we were Nakudama, and shout out to
Yeah.
Makeshift for helping assemble us all on that, get us all together. Just keep working together and playing the game out, and I think that's just what really really we need to do, and we learn every time we play against a team that's better
Oh,
than
for
us. We learn.
sure. For
So
sure.
I'm sure my guys learned some things that match, and yeah. But
Well,
it's been an
and
honor to
also I
podcast
think
with you.
getting that overview to watch some of this is like great. You're like, hey, I saw him do this during your guys' game, so I mean, that's like even better, right?
Yeah, you just gotta
Be able
vod
to
it out.
see from that top down, right?
Vod out
So,
the matches with our coach
hmm
and our assistant coach, Pop and Revenant, or Revenant Pop. I forgot which order I said those, but
for sure, for sure.
you know.
No,
Um,
awesome, awesome.
but
Well,
yeah, so it
again,
was an honor to cast with you.
yeah, absolutely. We could
Uh,
do some replays if you want. Yeah,
you want to
we
throw
could.
some on? Yeah, Josh again. Oh, great, Argo. The Argo one, is that the one where he was on bank and he threw the frag grenade? Oh, with the
Oh yeah,
pillbox.
yeah, yeah. That was
The
the
pillbox.
pillbox play.
We can do. I think we do the three, but besides the frag and
Yeah, the
pillbox,
frag
I
one's
think
not really
yeah, it's just
necessary.
self-explanatory. The other three, I would like to see those. Josh
Yeah.
and the two Josh clips and the one default one. So let's see those.
Yeah.
You can just mute it. But yeah, let's go. Let's take a look at this. Is it tabletop or did you spectate Josh as it happened?
Oh man, it's this play. Okay.
I
Yeah,
hated
yeah,
this.
yeah. So
This
the
made me
Molly's got them all blocked off, and you just
go back.
watch Josh.
Run it back real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah,
I want
yeah.
to
I
see the
mean, you
health
can
of all
just
those
see
players.
them.
Yeah, just look at their health. It's really low.
Yeah,
It's just what
everybody's super hurt. They've got the Molly. I mean, you've got 19 seconds, so you have to push, right? They saw the guy on Teller, and now that I think Ty, no, I think yeah, Ty doesn't even shoot at him. It's just Josh swings and picks up the triple, and then this. Oh my goodness, really? You turn out and you're like, oh, he's out in the lobby, right? Like how he must have seen the shots coming in from there. But man, what Josh is just he's just built different,
absolute
right?
animal.
Like
Coming from Nemesis, from like one of the teams that dominated the last few like when Nemesis was around, he dominated,
yeah,
and then
absolutely.
he goes back to Global Breakout, or Net Neo or whatever at the time.
Yeah.
So
No, so I mean he's just like that awareness, just okay, I've got this angle. They're trying to get in towards bomb. The Molly's blocked him off. I would say the tough part there is Quack had nobody dedicated to the doorway slash window. Just sit there and watch it, or I'm not sure what the communication was there, but it just like you said, all of them were just so hurt that it made it really easy to just
The only
sweep
way
the room. All of them die.
The only thing I can say is maybe if Josh, Frosty had a frag grenade there. If Frosty was able to get that frag and either throw it in the vault or throw
Yeah,
that into manager, he needed to use
yeah.
that there. That's the only thing I can say that could have went different and maybe help out
There
Quack
were a
in that
couple of
situation.
instances
That's
I
it.
think where Quack had uh, utility that they got caught holding. Right, frags
Mhm.
got thrown over to the defenders. The frag, they didn't clear barbed wire with it, or just use it to get the push to try to get to the position where you can actually get to Omnibomb. Right, because once you take bomb room, you have a really strong, especially on attack. Like it's so hard for the defenders to retake that. So like the main objective is take bomb room. If you can take that, you basically have the round won. Especially for attack. But do we got another one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Current score of the Hastic versus Gnomes game is 5-2 in the favor of Gnomes.
Oh,
So
okay. This is the one where they get the hits on storefront too. All right, this is one of my questions here. Is like all of a sudden you have two that already have dropped in storefront, and yeah, that breach is just so strong. But now here's the critical thing from health. He's playing on the door, and then
I
Josh
think
picks him,
I think he
and the
left the
door's
door open
open.
on accident. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't.
And so
When he
like
ran
this
away
is this is where
initially,
all of that just falls apart where Josh now, I mean, the whole backside of them is exposed. Josh picks up 3 kills right there, right when he first enters in. And there's no way. There's no way you're gonna be able to survive that. So
I think
I
it's just a
mean,
little misplay by Health. He probably tried
yeah.
to close the door and do process moment where the door doesn't close,
Yeah, I
or
think again
just a
too
little.
is like I know that they put 2 barbed wires on the north side of that map. It's like you gotta expect, and yeah, they're like, oh, they'll use wall charge on storefront, and so what's the point of barbed wiring that red door? Walking on the backside of those fridges is just so strong that like putting a barbed wire along there is really really powerful, because even if they take storefront, nobody really wants to walk through barbed wire, and at least keeps that one side of you in case that play happens. Like that's another one where it's like I
I think
really
also
think
having a
barbed wire
Molly
on the
down there.
backside of that is really strong.
I think more important is to have a Molly down there instead of
Yeah.
a barbed wire, so that way the guy who is playing that fridges has the Molly already pulled. Right? He's just pull it
Yeah.
at the beginning of the round. You just stand there with the Molly the whole time, and you just
Yep.
wait because you know if they have a charge, they're guaranteed to either blow storefront itself or
Yep.
that freezer red door, and that way
Yep.
you already have it pulled. So all you have to do is just either flip. It takes zero point 0.5 of a
Turn
second
and
to
get
turn
the
and
get the
throw.
throw to a position.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
and
I 100%
GB
agree
will
with that. Yeah.
WP through that Molly, but you have somebody in freezer already who should be having that freezer door open or have a shelf open, so that way they can rotate in between those two. But um, but like I said, GB has a lot of experience, and my team, has kind of new just with their starting roster, so they're getting used to each other. They're past the used to each other point, but they don't have that chemistry like GB, and just we're still working on it. But that's just one thing I think I'll tell my guys is make sure you gotta be planned for playing against somebody like GB. Like they're gonna be fast and explosive. That's what they're really known for, especially when they're attacking, just fast and explosion. So.
Yeah, most definitely. Do we got one more? Yeah, let's go. One more clip. I like doing these little analyses. These are actually kind of cool because then you actually kind of get to see and do like a little bit of breakdown
Yeah, it's
like
like a
right at
little
the end, right?
rewatch. Let's see this. Oh, this wall. Oof.
Yeah, so I mean like Argo just gets that immediate push and Frosty is the only one there to clean him up, but it's just like
Immediately
oh
traded
my
out by
gosh, it's
by
just the
Josh.
damage was already done by Argo though, right? Like
Yeah,
that snipe was amazing.
yeah, that was
Right?
really, really
Didn't
well
get the
done.
second one though, and that makes it so hard because you've already lost two. You're trying to transfer through storefront. They still have Teller held. Oh god, that was such a
Yeah,
good
the
cleanup
one thing I
kill.
gotta say is Teller's open, so you
Oh,
can't rotate out like that. And that's just
yeah,
unfortunate for Health not having no ammo to
yeah,
take that fight. Only thing he could have done was maybe pistol it, but then again, Akaza has
yeah,
an AP. That's a
yeah.
gap.
I don't think
Well, he
he
did
would
have
have been
LS.
able to.
Health
Yeah.
did have an LS. That I mean,
Actually,
he
can
could
we
have
just
maybe.
can we go back to when Health first starts that fight versus Plebdo, and then goes to because like I want to see like when he actually starts into that fight, right? Like so health gets the drop on him right there. I was hoping we could actually see how much. Yeah, his HP is already so low. There's no way he could have I mean, he would have had to have hit all headshots, right, to drop a Kazo. He does have LS, so he could do it if he got the shots. But I mean, again, it's just that awareness. You know,
It's
he's
just
trying to be like,
accuracy.
I got the gun, I got the clip, I can get out and then get the reload. You know, it's like, when would you be like, yeah, I'm gonna switch to my LS and then just full on engage the guy with the AP, right? Like,
Yeah,
I think
it just comes down to
99% of
that
people
call
would
out.
have ducked out.
Comes out to
So
that a call out from default,
yeah,
saying that he's
yeah,
storefront, he's storefront, he killed me, he's storefront.
yeah.
You know, it's
No,
just
for sure, for sure.
just keeping it together after losing, or not losing, but
Yeah,
keeping it
yeah,
together
it's just
after
one of those things where I
dying.
think is thinking he can get away, but then just gets cut down, right? So it's like, oh,
Yeah,
he's not taking any fire until he runs out through. It's like by then it's already, you can't turn and engage. He would have died anyway. So
I'm
yeah,
assuming
it's just
Akazo
such
he
a
was repositioning. Yeah,
hard
it's just
moment
tough.
right there, right? Like,
It's just you're
man,
under stress and
oh yeah, for sure, for
yeah,
sure.
you can't
I
you're
think
under
I think he
stress.
played that.
All in
He played
hindsight.
that as best as you possibly could play that, right? Like, he
Yeah,
gets the kill on pleb. It's in a 1v1. Tries to grab the gun. Has no ammo left in it. Gets a clip, and he's like, "Oh, if I duck out and get the reload, I can re-engage." But Kaza already had that angle shut down. It's like, you wouldn't know that, right? So I mean, like, again, really well played there. Again, that snipe was just so good through the teller hole. Brilliant. Oh, okay, yeah, you're gonna. This was an interesting one too, because Akaza runs up. I think he throws a smoke here. He stands right next to the thing, so they know he's. I don't know if they didn't hear him or what.
did he run?
Argo just
I know
walks up
Argo
so
silent walked,
slow.
but Akazo ran, and Argo did silent walk.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't send
God, what
somebody
a dunk.
down to the bottom side to
Oof.
peek that, but just Kazo just knowing and just hearing two
Yeah.
footsteps in pillbox, he's like, Argo, come
And
frag
then
this.
they smoke it off too, just for good measure. I'm not sure what the smoke is. Oh, it's to stop you from actually getting shots down the hallway as they push. Just so smart to get hold of
Yeah,
that,
just blind
right?
firing
Like,
it. Yeah.
and I feel bad. It's just because you see that it's a Kamina actually does the right play here now. It's like, oh shit, it's me in health. I gotta rotate, right? Just the last second, Akazo hears him, right? Almost gets the flank, right? Like, that would have been so good. It's a Kamina, gets the kill there, and then now has the backside with health on the opposite, right? Now can start putting pressure, probably picks up Argo and could kill Josh at the end. Like, that
Yeah, collision
a
moment.
lot of
That's all I
some of
have to
those
say there.
plays were just like moments away from being turned, right? And that's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, that could have gotten turned around right there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, just good play overall from Global Breakout. Again, it's just a lot of you can just learn so much from watching those guys play the game. And yeah, thanks for having those replays for us. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Reptar.
yeah, so Surfront, unless you got anything else you want to say,
No, I want to go.
yeah, all right, all
I
right.
don't want to
Well,
watch this anymore. I'm crying.
yeah, all right, all right. Another amazing game from Global Breakout. Again, Quackudama put up a good fight
Yeah, we
today.
tried.
And from all of us here for the DPL, myself, ZGEC, and Surfront, again, appreciate you. And again, thank you for our production for getting you all of the maps and the plays and the replays and the stats. Really appreciating all of that. So again, from all of us at DPL, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.